888-888-6948. And please join us again next time for another special edition of the Brain Health Show. Make it a healthy day, everyone.
You have been listening to the Brain Health Show. The program you've listened to is a paid advertisement for Prevagen. The statements made in today's program have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Talk 1470, WWNN Pompano Beach, WKIS HD3, Boca Raton, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Hi, this is Terrence Howard. My mother was the cornerstone of our family. She shaped me as an actor, a musician, as a human being. So when she was diagnosed with colon cancer, it was like our whole family got cancer. And she died when she was only 56, so this is personal. Now hopefully my heartbreak is your wake-up call. Colorectal cancer is the second leading cancer killer, but you can prevent this disease. Screening finds precancerous polyps so that they can be removed before they turn into cancer. I've been screened. If you think that you're at an increased risk like I am, ask your doctor when to start screening. And if you're 50 or older, get screened. I don't have my mother anymore, so please, do everything that you can to stay around for yourself and for your family. Screening saves lives.
A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Download the iRadio Now app for iPhone or Android phones. Free at your iPhone App Store or Android App Market. Take AM 1470 WWNN with you wherever you go.
Hello, everyone. This is Ana Ortiz, and I'm here with Fernanda.
Hello.
Fernanda's story is one everybody should hear. That's why I'm helping to lend my voice. Now, what happened, Fernanda?
Well, I'm the wife of a teacher. Recent budget cuts meant there wasn't enough to provide for our 3 young children, with another on the way. I picked up part-time work, and we did everything we could, but we really struggled to make ends meet. We realized we had to swallow our pride and ask for help. The food bank kept us afloat during some hard times. I'm just glad we had somewhere to turn to.
Today, 1 in 6 Americans don't know where their next meal is coming from. Fernanda here could be your neighbor, your coworker, or your friend. She's just like you, and you probably don't even know she's struggling. But you can make a difference in Fernanda's life today. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank to help.
I'm Fernanda.
And I'm Ana Ortiz. Together, we're Feeding America.
A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Talk health. Talk wealth. Talk politics. Talk 1470. WNN.
So you take the mouse and click over there, and then you can choose someone you want to call.
My niece. I click here?
Uh-huh.
This is Louisa. Recently she got help going online to chat with her family back home.
Okay, so then you want to hit that green button.
This is her first time on the internet and her first time seeing her niece in 5 years. Louisa doesn't know what to expect.
Louisa? Oh my gosh, there she is. This is amazing.
It's so good to see you. You look so pretty.
But this is definitely way beyond.
Oh my gosh.
See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. That's 1-855-387-9166.
Oh, I've missed you.
Oh, me too.
Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to the Golf and Travel Show, the place to fine-tune your swing, dress for the course, club, or cruise, and get tips on the best places to play and stay at the right price. Vacation or staycation, host Dan Schub, along with his expert co-hosts and guests, will tell you where to go. To play golf and vacation, that is. Now, here's Dan.
And welcome to the Golf and Travel Show. I'm your host, Dan Schub. And tonight, like we do every week at this time, we're going to talk golf, we're going to talk travel, we're going to have a lot of fun, some tips for your golf game, tips for the travelers, tips for everybody. And we have some wonderful guests who will be joining us tonight, like we always do. And a very diverse group we're going to be talking to tonight. We're going to lead it off in a couple of minutes with Jeff Williams. And he's the vice president for Rampion Enterprises, and they represent a product called 2 Under. And it sounds like a golf term, but it's even more than that, and it's a perfect item for that Father's Day for gift for the father who has everything. So I'll leave it at that. We'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. Also, we'll be talking to David Rosati, and he's the national director of sales for Key Tours Vacations, and they have some wonderful trips planned for Europe, all parts of Europe, both on land and river and sea. And so we'll learn a little bit more about that later in the show. And then towards the end of the show, we will be talking to Charles Calhoun, and he works with Orlando.com, and he has a fondness for golf, so we're going to talk a little bit about some of the golf courses in the Orlando area, as well as some of the other things to do while you're up there, perhaps playing golf. But first, what I'd like to do is introduce my co-host, who is sitting right here to my right. He's that guy with that beautiful swing that you just heard, and of course that would be my co-host Jess Frank, who is a PGA teaching professional and the owner of the Jess Frank Golf Academy at Boca Dunes Golf and Country Club right here in Boca Raton. And Jess specializes in on-course instruction with V1 video analysis. He believes every lesson in swing is different. He focuses on the scoring part of your game, the short shots that are taught on the golf course, which instills confidence. Some of you may know him from his work at area country clubs such as St. Andrews, Boca Lago, and Broken Sound. Jess loves to teach. He has a passion for the game because golf is challenging, but Jess makes it easy for you to learn and excel, and he's going to do that tonight. How you doing?
I'm excellent, and good evening to you, Dan. Good evening to everyone out there, and thank you for the nice introduction. And another beautiful day, a little overcast, but beautiful out nonetheless in Boca Raton, and a lot of fun, a lot of good lessons, and people hitting the ball, learning how to play golf, and it's what I love to do. So it's really a thrill, and I love giving the high fives after people hit great shots and seeing the smiles. So it's a really nice feeling to have.
Now, this week was odd in that we got a little bit of rain, which this time of year we don't get much, so that was unfortunate, but I'm guessing it was a good thing for the golf course?
Yeah, you know what, it's we haven't had a lot of rain, and the lakes are low, but it's, the golf courses suffer a little bit from that, but, getting a little rain is good, but like I always say, it never really rains on a golf course, does it?
I don't think so. But the good news is the forecast for this weekend is supposed to be spectacular. This was a cold front that moved through, so the humidity is down. So it'll be freezing cold here in Florida, about 82, 83 degrees, and sunny with low humidity. So if you're not here, too bad.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I saw some Facebook post that said something about snowflakes in Chicago, so I don't feel so bad.
Oh, no. Yeah, I think in Denver they were getting some snow this past week as well. So if anybody told you that this is the off-season for Florida, they're kind of right and kind of wrong, because there's no bad time to come, and by off-season it only means that the cost is a little lower. So come on down.
Yeah, absolutely. And you get some great deals on golf courses, and restaurants aren't as full right now. So it is a great time of vacation. In fact, I just had a couple students down from New York, and they loved it. They were visiting some family, and it was a good time, and definitely helped their games. And I think now is the time that we like to throw out a little something extra for our listeners.
A little something extra. Yeah, this is the free token tip. And,
the token tip. Yeah, it's great to hear it on the radio, but if coming out and experience it firsthand is always fun too. But again, I teach a lot of beginner golfers.
But what I want to say is, usually when you do this, the two of us are starting to put our arms and our hands in position. We're following. So if you're in your car listening and driving, we don't advise that.
No. Not pull over and then try it that way. But so something I find with beginner golfers is just the fact that they need to find the bottom of the golf ball and to make the ball go up in the air. And that's probably hand-eye coordination wise, that's probably the toughest thing for people who've never played golf before, and even people who've played sports before, because most the ball is coming at you and you have hand-eye coordination that way. But there's a couple things going on in the golf swing that you have to you have to strike down at the ball and make the ball go up. But what I found with beginners is just by having them take a good grip, a good setup, and then just I set up basically a gate with 2 tees, and I make them, brush the grass right in between those 2 tees over and over again, because what that does is that squares the face up, that gets the club underneath the ball a little bit more, and that helps the ball get up in the air, and it's truly, really amazing how that works and how that gets players to just be better golfers right away, and really it's neat to see, because when that ball goes up in the air and they hit it solid and it goes 100, 120 yards for the first time, and they're like, wow, this is pretty cool, you can do this. But it takes some time in the beginning, like anything, to build up some fundamentals and some hand-eye coordination, but that's something that could help basically any golfer, whether it be chipping or putting, full swing. Put 2 tees about a club head, or a little bit more, probably 2 club heads apart, and you can even put a tee in the middle of those, so you have a little gate, and you go ahead and swing, swing that club head right through that gate, clip that middle tee, and just make sure that club face is square, where it's facing the golf ball, not open, not closed through that impact zone. And so you're repeating that, you repeat that about 10 times, then you put a ball on the tee, and then you clip the tee, and the ball, most likely, hopefully, if you don't try to do anything extra with the club, will fly up in the air. So that's something that I find that, most, if there are golfers struggling out there, beginner golfers or, higher handicap golfers, to get the ball in the air, that's something that would really, really help them to forget about the golf ball, focus on the motion, create a swing shape that makes a consistent bottom to your swing. Get that, and that ball will hit the club face and roll up the face and up in the air, and makes it a little bit more fun, a little bit easier, and that's when the high fives come and the smiles come, because then they're like, oh, that's what it's supposed to feel like.
Yeah, I have to say that when I started my career in golf, I used to play, I never took lessons, played maybe 2 or 3 times a year, and the hardest thing for me was to hit an iron, not on a tee, get it up in the air.
Sure.
And that whole notion of hitting down on the ball to get the ball to go up in the air was also very difficult. It was just a difficult thing to grasp without lessons, without a lot of play, a lot of practice.
Sure.
But you're right, the feeling of the ball actually hitting on the face of the club as opposed to on the bottom, leading edge, the blade, and be blading it because you're not getting down and under it, it made all the difference in the world. And I was definitely frustrated for a long time. It took me many years to get over that.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the most difficult things. And it's interesting is that I see too many people have a swing bottom that's too far forward in their golf swing. It's almost like they're cutting across the ball. So what happens is that when it's too far forward in front of the golf ball and you're crashing in the ground, you're going to top the ball every single time. So most people are actually better off having a swing bottom that's a little bit behind the golf ball, because at least now the club is bottoming out behind the golf ball instead of in front of the golf ball. So that way, that's gonna, the club is gonna be down into the ground, and it's not something you're not thinking about swinging down into the ground. All you're doing is thinking about swinging the club back through those 2 tees, that gate, and sweeping the grass and making the bottom of the swing, in the same spot every time. And if you can make the swing in the same spot over and over and over again, then you're gonna hit some good shots. And it's like any sport or anything that you're learning. It takes time in the beginning to get used to, but as you do it over and over again, that hand-eye coordination really starts to kick in, and then you can start feeling how the club head, scrapes along the ground, brushes the grass, and the ball's gonna, hit the sweet spot, go up in the air on the green, and hopefully in the hole.
Well, I hope so, and I'm going to be playing on Sunday, so I'm going to maybe practice this little tip a little bit myself before I go out there and play, and I'll let everybody know how it worked out for me.
Excellent. So,
there you go.
Yep.
All right, well, I think it's time to take a quick break. We will be back with more of the Golf and Travel Show in just a second or two, so stay tuned. And speaking of hitting on the back of the range, I think you got something to say about that, don't you, Jess?
Absolutely, and this is an everyday occurrence lately, so it's really good at Boca Dunes Golf and Country Club, which is located in South Palm Beach County, and one of Boca Raton's best-kept secrets, and hopefully soon to be not such a secret if we keep talking about it all the time, with a Par 72 championship and an executive golf course. Both courses are a challenge for all skill levels, with the only lighted driving range in Boca Raton. There's also a putting green and a snack shop, all open till 10 p.m. Discounted memberships available for only $60, and therefore receive discounted rates and afternoon specials with those memberships. There's a 9-hole Thursday night league for only $13 a player, and you can call the Pro Shop at 561-451-1600, extension 101, for additional information. If you've never played Boca Dunes, come and see for yourself what a great course this is. Located at 1400 Country Club Drive in West Boca Raton, or check out their website at bocadunes.com. For tee times and information, call 561-451-1600, extension 101. Mention you heard about them right here on the Golf and Travel Radio Show and receive a $10 off coupon for morning rates.
I have got you under my skin. I have got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart, you are a part of me. I've got you under my skin.
And we are back, and Jess, I don't know if you've noticed, but lately I've been more comfortable in my skin. So, thank you, Frank, for reminding me of that.
But, you're always comfortable in your skin.
But you always want to be comfortable, especially when you're out there on the golf course. And you know, Father's Day is just around the corner, and obviously a lot of us have to make decisions. We have to find the appropriate gift for the fathers out there, golfers and non-golfers alike. Chances are they're the folks that have everything.
I think we have a unique one coming up here.
Well, I think so. This is all about a product that I saw at the PGA Merchandise Show this past year, and I kind of like to find something that's unique, something that doesn't come from the bigger manufacturers and companies, the big names that everybody knows. And I discovered this particular product, and I wanted to share it with everybody. So rather than me explaining all about it, I think we should go to the expert, and that would be Jeff Williams, who's the Vice President of Rampion Enterprises, and they represent this product called 2 Under. Are you with us, Jeff?
I am.
Well, thank you. We appreciate you coming on board. And I know you're calling, I think, from up in Canada, correct?
Yes, we're up in Vancouver.
So that's about as far away from South Florida as you can get.
I think we're polar directional opposites. Yeah.
Well, we're enjoying this wonderful weather. We wish you were down here with us. We could take you out on the golf course. But your product, when I had a chance to sample it, especially on the golf course, I just felt that it had some true merits and some differences from everybody else's that's out there on the market. So why don't you explain a little bit to our listeners exactly what 2 Under is and why it would be a good gift for the father in your life?
Sure, thank you, and thanks for having us on. The 2 Under is a new progressive innovational underwear for men in either athletics, day-to-day, if you're a driver, if you're typing on the computer all day, and specifically we really started it with golf in mind. And it is essentially, it's like a bra for men, where when you put your underwear on, you naturally fall into what we're called a Joey pouch, and it's a pouch that separates yourself from any skin-on-skin contact, and that removes any chafing, rubbing, discomfort, really, especially when you're walking 18 holes, and I'm sure you guys, with the heat you get down there, things get pretty hot and sweaty, and this really basically eliminates that and allows a little bit more comfort in your life. And as a guy with the equipment we have, a little bit of comfort goes a long ways.
It's funny, when we talk about equipment, it usually isn't this kind of equipment, so it's just a little bit different for us. But fun nonetheless. Now, and you're right. I mean, here in Florida, we do play in the summer months, and us Warriors, we go out there and we battle those elements, and this is interesting. So explain a little bit about whose idea this was. I mean, was it a golfer? Was it somebody in the jungle? I mean, who came up with this idea?
Well, my partners and we've all been golfers most of our lives, and there's a lot of great underwear brands out there that are doing a lot of great things, but we felt that putting it all together, it wasn't the perfect product. And if we put a bunch of different things that were on the market together into what we thought was going to be the perfect product, then as a golfer, it would make all the difference for us. And it ended up being basically a home run. I mean, it's made a tremendous impact in my life and the people I'm surrounded by and close to, and even a lot of athletes, whether they're motocross athletes or golfers or hockey players. We've got a lot of professional hockey teams on board. David Toms has been trying them and was absolutely blown away and wanted to see how he could help and be an advocate for the brand. We've got a long list of people that are excited to be a part of the brand because it's changed their day to day from the second they wake up and jump out of the shower.
How long ago did they actually come to market?
Probably we launched in the U.S. at the Florida Golf Show in January, and we launched in Canada the October before that. So we started working on them about a year ago and first delivered about maybe 10 months ago. So in less than a year, we've come a long ways. And in Canada, we've had a little bit more time to develop the brand. And then as of the last 3 months in the U.S., we've been fortunate enough to have over 200 clubs across the U.S. that have gotten on board and are absolutely loving the product, including clubs like Wingfoot, Westchester, Quaker Ridge, PGA West, Congressional, Whisper Rock. I mean, the list is adding every day.
Yeah, I took a look at some of the locations, and obviously there were a ton in Canada, but very impressive. And as Jess can attest to, and I'll say this all the time, and I had mentioned it earlier, I kind of gravitate to the smaller companies and the new products, but in the golf industry, it's extremely difficult for the little guys to break in. So to have that kind of distribution in such a short amount of time is quite remarkable.
Well, I could talk for hours about my feelings on that, and really, I'm on board with you on that. I've been in the industry for about 13 years, and just in that short amount of time, a lot of small brands have come and gone, and they've had great product. A lot of retailers have come and gone. There's been a lot of really good things in golf that have been pushed out by the big guys in the golf industry, and they just keep gobbling up more brands and more categories, and it's becoming harder and harder for us small guys to get any penetration in the pro shops when the pro shops' money is tied up with packages of having a ball, a club, a shoe, a clothing, a hat, and it doesn't leave much left for the guys like us. So thankfully, having an innovative product that actually does make a difference has really been the only way and the best way that we've been able to have success both in the U.S. and Canada.
Another thing that I noticed as well is the price point compared to the quality. There, obviously you could buy the lower end undergarments and they're a little bit cheaper, but when you look at the higher quality products or the designer brands, your pricing is really not very high at all considering what it is that you're offering.
We are $24.99 for our swing shift, and then we have a gear shift, which is $29.99. And on the gear shift, it's more of a compression fit athletic underwear. And we've partnered with a company up here that has a patented fabric called Cold Skin. And we've lined the pouch with this Cold Skin, which is actually fabric made out of crushed jade, the rock. And it lowers your body temperature by 6 degrees when you're perspiring. And so with performance sports or even, yourself down in Florida with really hot climates, Some people are really liking that because it allows them a little bit a quicker dry material and a cooler pouch. But it's not too overly expensive. It doesn't go more than the competition. You can go to a Walmart or Winners or such and get a 3-pack of some brands for say $10. But that's going to be your average underwear that really you don't even think about. But when you put these on, you can start your day with a smile, and spending a couple extra dollars to do that, I don't really know anyone who wouldn't be able to justify that pretty easily.
Well, the technology that you put into these, with the Joey pouch and the no drip tip and the cold skin and the fly, the band, the stitching, and the total package, the whole packaging and presentation you put on is definitely worth the investment and the value.
Well, I appreciate that. The shelf appeal was a really important part of our designer's what he wanted to get with the brand, and it's a nice clean look on the packaging, and our idea was that the VHS is come and gone, but now we kind of took that concept and pull the tape out, and that's kind of how we would pull out the underwear like a VHS box, and it's not in your face packaging. It's nice clean look, and the technology is great, and whether it's golf clubs or golf clothing or in our case underwear, we've all been using this product for so long that from the odd time you're always thinking about a way that you would improve it, and being able to be involved with this brand, now you can make these little changes and take all these little things that you felt needed improvement and put it all into one product. And even the flat lock stitching on the leg, now if you're wearing dress pants or skinny jeans, you wouldn't notice that you're wearing boxer briefs because it's a flat stitch versus a lot of underwear out there that, again, 25 or more, and it has a big ribbed stitching, and you can tell right away. So it's little things that all put together. I think we've put a good product out there.
Well, when I'm not on the radio, I'm a marketing guy, and I appreciated not only the packaging, but also the copy. It was clever, it was cute, it was funny, but without being overboard. It was still tasteful. So, we're looking at it, and we're chuckling. I brought it in here to the studio so that we could, be looking at it while we're talking about it. But I really appreciate all of that. And it's those little things that really go a long way, especially when you're giving somebody a unique gift, something that they've never seen before. So I like the whole thing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And one of our reps, I think he's from the New York state. He had a line from one of his accounts the other day that a member came in and mentioned to him that isn't it great to be 2 under before you've even teed off.
I like that.
I like it as well. Now, all of it is very clever. So, obviously it's available in many locations, and we can't list all of them, but we can let everybody know how to find your website where they can purchase the product as well as find local places to purchase it too. So why don't you give everybody that web address?
For sure. Thank you. It's www.2under.com, and that would be spelt with the number 2 UNDR.com. And
the website is very well done as well, so it's easy to navigate and find what you like and place an order, and you get it in no time. So, and like I said, I'm an advocate. I'd be wearing mine now, but I'm going to wear them on Sunday because I'm playing golf on Sunday. So, and I didn't want to stress my wife out and have her wash them. So,
go low. I'm in a golf tournament tomorrow morning as well, and I'll be wearing mine. And check back often on that Friends part of the website, and we continually are adding big names and athletes, media, and celebrities that are wearing it and feeling that it helps their day-to-day, too. So thanks for the opportunity to spread the word.
It was awesome. It was great talking to you as well. Thank you, Jeff. All right. What we're going to do is we are going to take a quick break, and we will be back with more of the Golf and Travel Show in just a minute, so stay tuned.
Cinderella story, out of nowhere, a former greenskeeper now about to become the Masters champion.
It looks like I'm a wreck. It's in the hole!
I rap fly, call me Drop It Thunder, and I got good G going 4 strokes under. Get out the way if you wanna go play, cause I give it my all.
And we are back, and I think it's time for a message from one of our other valued sponsors, and I'll let you take that one, Jess.
Excellent sponsor, and come and experience the passion and love of the game at Edward